Coming up on Sporting Dog Adventures, we travel to Huron, South Dakota for a goose hunt with my son Clayton and Kate Stoppenbach. This part of the state is known mainly for pheasants, but we find some great waterfowl action for the crew and dogs. Stay tuned for more high-flying, big honker adventures coming up.
Sporting Dog Adventures, run boy run. Everything you need is here under the sun. Everything you need is here under the sun.
Welcome to the Sporting Dog Adventures channel. Please like our video and subscribe so you catch our 3 new videos weekly. We're invited out on this hunt by the Huron region, which is part of the South Dakota Department of Tourism. They informed us they had some great waterfowl hunting opportunities. So we loaded up Pickett, our decoys, Kate and Clayton, and we headed for the field before sunrise. Set up in the anticipation of the hunt is a great part of the experience. Getting ready, getting myself organized so I don't have shells all over the place. New thing for me this year. I'm going to try to be organized. But we're getting to a time where the birds should start getting in the air. There's a lot of ducks flying already, man. And ducks close, of course. But here's mallards. There are just swarms of them around us this morning. Should be a fun hunt. When the sun is up and there's no birds in the air, it always builds anticipation. I love the feeling when you see the first birds on the horizon. Here. 2, I think. 1 was buckled real good, they didn't go. Heck. Fetch it up, bring it here, come on. Here. First group came in, a couple of huge geese. We're ready for the next one's coming up. The sun's up now, it's a beautiful morning. There actually aren't any birds out in the sky except for that one group, so if every group we see comes in like that one, hopefully we'll fill up. It should be fun. Either way, we're having a great hunt. Our guides, Jake and Jake, used flagging to add motion to our decoy spread. It works great for turning birds and bringing them right into shooting range when they're coming in. They also took the time to talk to Kate and explain the decoy spread for this hunt.
Can you tell me about the different types of decoys you use?
Right here, this is an active decoy. It simulates the geese standing up, looking around, maybe walking, looking for food. I like to put a lot more of these around the outside, kind of on the wings of the spread. See how we got these set up in a real loose U. This is a feeder decoy. I like to put a lot more of these right in front. It obviously has its head down. You know, it's looking for corn, anything on the ground to eat. Some other types of decoys that we got here. This is a sentry or high looker. I like to put these upwind. Okay. You know, it's at the edge of the flock. It's kind of the first birds are looking out for danger, making sure it's okay to keep feeding that way. Mm-hmm. Another decoy we're using our spread are silhouettes. Okay. These work nice because they obviously don't take up as much room. Mm-hmm. You can pack a lot of these and they're a good way to add numbers to your spread without taking up a lot of space.
South Dakota, goose hunting. They're just starting to get up and move. We get some water behind us where they're roosting and just starting to get some birds in the air. Hopefully we get some more down. Time to get back to the hunt. Come here, buddy. Right here. Come on, bud. Hurry up, buddy. Come on, Pickett. Here. Lay down. Well, we're at the end of the first morning of our goose hunt here in South Dakota. Clayton, you're making a really good dog right now. Did you have fun? Did you shoot at a couple birds?
Yep.
How many times did you shoot?
3.
So you hit 3 of the birds then, right?
Probably not.
Kate, did you have fun?
Yeah, absolutely.
Your first time getting some shots in?
Yep.
Jake and Jake, we got a couple more hunts left. I think we're gonna eclipse 4. We got a couple fields we watched. You guys scouted out as we've been sitting here, where all the birds went to. So hopefully we'll get after it. Stay tuned for more high flying adventures after this. This training tip is brought to you by Conquest Scent Sticks.
Welcome to this week's training tip. I'm Paul Cortez from Dakota Retrievers. Today we're going to be using Rommel to show you how to do a left and right back. The left and right back is the first step in teaching handling. You want to make sure your dog, like Rommel, has his basic obedience down, has a clear understanding of a whistle sit. To start out, I like to cheat over to this one side that I'm going to give the cast. So I'm going to give Rommel a right back cast, or I'm going to stand over to his left. I'm going to toss the bumper behind him, sit, indicate the cast, and I'm going to give a slight little step with it. Back. Good. Here. As he comes back, he's just going to front finish, sit. I'm going to grab the lead, and I'm going to make sure he's in the seated position. I'm just using the lead to make sure he doesn't spin the wrong way when I cast him. So now I'm going to give him a left back. So I'm going to cheat over to my left, which is his right. I'm going to toss the bumper, sit, make sure he's focused on me, and give the command. Back. Good. Eventually, you can just leave the lead, sit. And when I drop the lead for the first time, I like to give a reminder, sit before I toss it, sit, and then I give him the cast, sit, back. Good. And then you want to meet him back in his spot, give, sit. You can repeat it to the other side. The biggest thing you want to remember, don't fall into a pattern. Don't do the left back, then the right back, and the left back and right back. Mix it up. Go right back a couple, 2 or 3 times in a row, then go to the left side once. You just want to mix it up so he doesn't fall into a pattern. That's this week's training tip, and now back to the hunt.
In the afternoon, we headed out with a different group from the Huron region. They informed us they had a cut bean field that had birds consistently feeding on it. We're out here, we're hunting out of Huron, South Dakota. We've got my son Clayton, my buddy Steve. Got Chuck Pyle as our guide and his friend who helped find this spot for us. We are in a cut bean field. You don't see this a whole lot. There's a washout here, or a cut as it's called. We're able to sit in it like a trench, so it's kind of like being in a pit blind. Hopefully the birds will start flying here. It's an evening hunt. They've been feeding a lot in this field. Did you get that one? 2. Here. Drop. Ah! We had 2 birds go down. First bird got winged, and then Steve had to shoot it the second time. It fell behind his picket, went and got it. And then Clayton smoked a goose. Nice big bird right out in front of us here, so it was cool. Picket went and got him for us. That's 2 down, hopefully a bunch more to go. This was my first time ever hunting out of a trench. The tactic was working as birds were consistently coming into the area where they had been feeding for the past week. Sometimes it worked really well, and maybe at times we were a tad overconfident with our shooting. I couldn't believe one didn't go down. I was like, come on. Catch them up. Come on. That was better, right? I led that one. They work better then. Here. Come here. Drop. Come here. Heel. Dead. Hey. Drop. Good boy. Good dog. That's a boy. South Dakota goose hunting. This is fun. 4 down now. Coming up on Sporting Dog Adventures, our goose trench warfare continues. Geese continue to come in to feed, and they exit the field on a picket retrieve.
And now it's time for this week's Kids Corner.
Welcome to Kids Corner. I'm going to learn about birds of prey.
Well, Callahan, how's your day today?
Good.
Good. Do you know what is here on my glove?
No.
Do you think it's a hawk or an owl?
Owl.
You're right. That's a great horned owl. Callahan, this bird has got 8 toes, and on the end of each toe is a great big long sharp claw.
What do you feed the bird?
She gets fed rats and squirrel and rabbit and sometimes chicken and sometimes mice. Those are all things that she would catch and eat for herself in the wild.
How come the bird lives with you and not in the wild?
Well, because this bird has got an injury that means she can't fly anymore. And if she was a wild bird that could go back to the wild after we had helped her get well, we would have turned her loose. But she is hurt and she can never hunt for herself again. So if she's going to stay alive, we have to feed her.
Thank you for teaching me more about the owl. Now back to the hunt.
The afternoon action continued as our hotspot brought more birds to our spread. We just patiently waited in the trench for the birds to offer a shot. That was nice. Good job, guys. Come on, buddy. Heel, heel, sit. Ah. Here. Come on, Pick. Here. Here. Come on. Huck. Good boy. Here. Come here, buddy. Come on. My chocolate Labrador Retriever Pickett is truly a dog in his prime. He's got a number of hunting titles, many accomplishments in the field. He also has a really interesting personality. What a lot of people don't understand about Pickett is he's really a big goofball. But he is truly, with all of his accolades, his personality, one of my favorite animals to hunt over in the field. We had 2 down, one went down hard. This one was a cripple, so we picked it up first. Because it was running down the hill, you never know how hard they're hit if they can get back up. So we'll get the one that got stoned. Now, and he ran right to it. Good dog, good boy. Good dog. Come on, Pick. Having a little trouble getting a hold of it. It's a big, big bird. Tripping over it, falling over it. Come here, buddy. Yeah, boy. South Dakota early goose. It's a good show. You got us on a spot here. It's not too bad.
It's working anyways.
I know you had said you scouted it a little bit and had some birds working.
Yeah.
What time do they fly until?
Oh, probably a few more minutes yet. Probably until sunset.
Sure.
So,
We're in a cut bean field. When was this cut?
oh, about 2 weeks ago. Then they finished it just about 2 days ago.
Okay, and they just finished this area that we're in right
just
now.
along the edge because the beans were still green. So
And that's why we're seeing birds.
exactly.
Dead. Hey! Over. Good boy. That's why you use decoys and train, why you need different cover transitions. It doesn't look like much, but with these beans, the way they wave, it's hard on a dog, so they like to kind of stay in that line, even though it doesn't look like a lot to us. But he did a nice job. Atta boy, here, come on. Good boy. Drop. Big, big bird, wow. Well guys, we're at the end of the hunt, about 2 hours, 13 birds. If we would have shot a little bit better than one big group, we probably had a few more, but we did good toward the end there.
Oh, it was a great hunt, Jeff, and I'm glad that you made it out to Huron, South Dakota, and experience some of this great Canada goose hunting as well.
It was great. Had my little young guy here. He shot a goose, shot at a few more geese, and he burned up a lot of shells, so it was a good time for him. Steve got to shoot a couple of birds. Mike, you shot a couple of birds.
Mike even got to retrieve a bird.
Mike had a 500-yard retrieve because Pickett was working on something else, so he did a heck of a job.
Don't forget to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter.
This product review is brought to you by The Outdoor Hub. When you start with a younger dog, this is Pappy. He's 4 months old. It's always a good thing to put some scent on. Conquest scent sticks work great. You can put a little bit onto your training items and then let your dog just attack them like he just did. It's a great way to get your dogs into scent discrimination and to learn that this scent is a lot of fun. That's the key with young dogs. You don't want to put pressure on them when they're this young. You want them to learn by having fun. Good, hold, hold. To him, this is a game, but at the same time, we've got that scent on there. Hold, good, drop. So he is right now thinking, wow, this is fun when I find stuff with that scent on it. Fetch, hold, good boy. It's gonna help him as he gets older to know what we want him to look for in the field. Teaching your dogs how to learn by using Conquest scent sticks. Great product available at these fine stores. Welcome back to the show. We're back out with Jake and Jake. We've got a couple of different hunters for the rest of the show. We've got Stony, the golden retriever. This is a cool dog. He is beautiful, conformation dog. Ultra fluffy, as my son Clayton, who's with us today, will say. And we also have my friend Steve along. Yesterday we had a field that was kind of robbing us of our birds. It was a bean field, so we couldn't really set up in it. So we moved down closer so that the birds could see us better, and we're hoping to pull them across to our cornfield today. But we had a fun hunt yesterday. Had some good shooting, some not so good shooting. Today we're going to suck these birds across, hopefully, and put some hurt on them. We spent the first few hours of the hunt waiting for the birds to fill the sky. Our hopeful stars of the show, that being the geese, didn't read the script. We brought poor Stony out, and he did a great job staying in his blind. He got a lot of attention from my son Clayton, but he never got to retrieve a goose that day. On that note, let's switch gears from geese to ducks on this week's Conservation Corner. Hatching rates or nest success is the most critical factor affecting duck production. Each breeding season, Delta waterfowl research crews monitor the fate of hundreds of duck nests. Those nests are located by dragging a chain between two four-wheelers and flushing nesting hens. From there, researchers locate the nest bowl, count the eggs, measure egg development, and monitor the nest's fate until hatch or fail, usually a period of up to 4 weeks.
The key production issues are, is there water? If there's water, ducks will nest. Then we need eggs to hatch, and then we need broods to survive. So in this study, we're looking at nests on a trapped block where we're reducing predators and on a control block where we're not managing to see if we are really improving nest success with predator management.
For more information on duck production, go to deltawaterfowl.org. We really enjoyed our hunt for Huron Honkers. We had an up and down experience throughout our stay, which is why it's called hunting and not shooting. The Huron area boasts phenomenal pheasant hunting as well as plenty of waterfowl opportunities. If you're planning to hunt, check out their website, hunthuronsd.com. Next week on Sporting Dog Adventures, we travel to the state of Alabama for the National Championship for the United Field Trial Association. We'll get to see some of the best and fastest competing dogs in the nation go head to head. Closed captioning is brought to you by Hadel's Game Calls. If you're looking for a future champion for the Coucher Field, contact Soggy Acres Retrievers at soggyacres.com. Remember, everyone deserves a soggy dog.
Scared me!
Does he look bad this way? He wants to know. Does it make him look bad?
Tourism area. We're invited out on a... This is going to be a long day, isn't it?
Everything you need is here under the sun.